Salve, salve galera, chegando com mais uma entrevista especial aqui, cobertura das 6 horas de São Paulo, estúdio do motorsport.com aqui em Interlagos, em parceria com a April. Estou aqui na companhia de Felipe Motta, apresentador dos canais ESPN, e Daniil Kvyat. Danny, welcome to Brazil once more. It's a pleasure to have you here.
Yeah, it's been tricky already here. It's first time that I'm here, let's say, in very winter. It's unusually cold here.
Even for a
Brazil.
Russian.
Exactly, yes. So yeah, it's been, I grew up in Italy pretty much most of my life, so I got used to the heat, and summer, let's say.
Daniil, you have raced here before in Formula One, so what kind of experience do you have here in terms of the track? What do you think about the track, and how different it is Interlagos for a hypercar and a Formula One car?
Yeah, it's very different. Actually, it's better to throw everything what I've learned about this track out of my mind for today, because driving a F1 car and a WEC car, the hypercar are two different things. Even everything is changing, the amount of grip there is of the cars, the amount of speed you carry through the corners where you brake, so it's better to really readapt yourself a bit to this new car and your style and your, let's say, to the downforce and the grip levels and so on. So, but yeah, I always enjoy driving this track. This track is very cool also in this car, and it's very enjoyable.
We have talked before the interview that we have a friend in motorsport.com, Russian friend, Oleg Karpov, and I used to follow Formula One, and one thing is really nice is to understand other cultures, other mentalities. So what are for you a Brazilian personality, and explain to us how is a Russian personality.
With a bit of Italian as well.
You grew up in Italy, so try to make a comparison between a Russian and a Brazilian.
I know Brazilian personality quite well, I guess you know. It's interesting. I always enjoyed here. There is a lot of energy in Brazil from Brazilian people, and I would say from Italian people too, it's quite, there is a lot of fiesta, maybe going out, exchanging words, exchanging experiences, talking a bit about this and that, It's very interesting. Of course, I like it. I always enjoyed being, involved, and I like this side of things a lot. So of course, it's different. The Russian personality, I don't know, maybe a bit less, let's say, overall excitement, but still can be very interesting conversations, between different kind of cultures. I think it's important to try and understand, adapt to each culture, differently. And I'm lucky to have seen quite many, traveling the world, living in different countries, and so on.
And we talked about that before the interview for Formula One Grand Prix here in Brazil, Daniil.
Yes.
So any special feeling coming back to the country? Of course, a different car, but you mentioned that your relationship with Brazilians, daughter and so on. So is it special for you to come to Brazil once more?
Yes, I think it's very cool. I think it's very nice to be here. Of course, like I said, the sun is not shining so much here, but it's nice. It's still nice. São Paulo is a city with a lot of traffic. It's quite cool, and it's a very it's very nice to be here.
Here in Brazil, São Paulo, other cities.
Do you know Brasilia?
Yeah, I've been to Brasilia. My daughter is a Brazilian, so, and my ex-girlfriend as well.
Yeah.
So been in Brasilia, been in Rio de Janeiro.
Yeah, amazing.
Fernando de Noronha.
Oh, I have never been there.
Never been.
No.
See, I already been to places where you haven't been. So, no, it's nice. A lot of nice places. I like this style of Brazilians, and I even did a special helmet here, special design for this race, only because I feel like it's a very special, design. Country also in terms of racing is very rich. There is of course Ayrton Senna.
Yeah.
There is
Nelson Piquet.
Yeah. Of course, and yeah, it's very impressive. So it's very cool. I respect the culture, local culture a lot.
When you are here, you mentioned Rio de Janeiro, but talking about São Paulo and the track, what do you feel you are experiencing now? Because we have today Felipe Nasser, the Formula F1 driver. He's in IMSA now, and we talked to him how it was after the F1. Look forward to do something else, and he's really happy doing endurance races. How is yourself at the moment in the World Endurance Championship? Are you happy? It is what you want now?
Yes, of course. The championship, luckily it's living a very uphill moment.
Yeah.
There are so many manufacturers. There was 25 teams in hypercar.
14 manufacturers. It's quite a lot.
Also, yes, exactly. So it's impressive, just to see that not many championships. I mean, not a single championship has it in such an amount. So it's great to be part of it, and for sure competition is very tough. There's a lot of competition. It's very cool. It's very interesting to be part of it, and yeah, of course, sometimes the cars are very different to drive. They're fun, they're challenging, they're different to F1. Of course, sometimes F1 is like, wow, it's impressive, to drive those cars around some tracks. Like Silverstone, for example, the F1 car is, I think, nothing beats that, for example, because there is so much downforce in those corners, maggot brackets, copes, let's say, that doesn't feel like there is a different physical laws, applied to those kind of feelings. Here, the car slides more, it's heavy, it's hard to catch. In some aspects, it's actually a lot harder, let's say, than F1. And I think some people don't really understand the difficulty of, driving this car without making any mistakes.
Well, and in his case, he's driving with Lamborghini, which is a quite important brand as well. Your last Formula 1 year was 2020, Daniil.
Yeah.
Do you still follow the championship? How do you see it nowadays?
I see a race, I watch a race if, let's say, I have a free Sunday and I have really nothing to do, let's say, I keep an eye on it, and sometimes, yeah, of course, it's interesting to see the championship, the old rivals, old colleagues. It's interesting to observe them from outside, of course.
Who are the rivals and the friends of the current grid,
I don't know how many friends there are there, to be honest. But yeah, of course, also in F1 paddock, you make some friends also outside of let's say, drivers, a lot of engineers, a lot of other people who work in the F1 environment. I still keep in touch, and of course now the calendar there gets busier and busier, so it's harder to keep in touch with those guys because everyone's so busy, and even if they come back home, maybe I'm racing somewhere and so on, so it's never really coincides, so you try to keep in touch, of course, but it's not easy.
About Formula 1, I have just one question. Felipe Nasser came here today and he said, we were talking about Formula 1, and in his opinion, it's an opinion, not an information, but the championship now with the Red Bull going a little bit back and people catching up, it's quite related to Adrian's Newey, not retirement, but leaving the team, departure of the team. Do you think is that? Just opinion.
I don't know. I didn't analyze it very deeply, to be honest. So now I don't want to rush into saying it, but well, I don't know. I think this regulations has been going on for a while now, so it's inevitable that people will start catching up. It's been the same with Mercedes in 2021. Eventually, somebody will catch them. So eventually, the same thing, the same regulations sticks around for a while. Other people will start copying, maybe finding something better, and that's what we're seeing now. I think people are catching up. I think this year is still very much sorted, but maybe next year maybe is a bit more open, of course.
And any message to your Brazilian fans? Come watch and so on.
Muito obrigado a vocês.
Which Portuguese words you know? The ones that can be published here.
No, eu falo pouquinho português.
Oh, good.
Compreendo, porque falo espanhol, o italiano.
Espanhol, italiano, inglês, português.
E porque espanhol e italiano tá pouquinho similar.
We could interview him in Portuguese.
Posso compreender pouquinho.
Oh, really? So if we speak something in Portuguese bad about you, you say,
Eu compreendo.
I understand.
Eu compreendo.
Danny, thank you a lot. Final
Just one
question.
question. With your about languages, you talk with your daughter in Russia
English.
and in English.
Yeah.
She doesn't speak Russian.
She can know a few words and count and stuff like that, but of course, maybe she will learn more and more.
Okay, cool.
I'd like to thank you for your time and wish you good luck to the rest of the season, Daniil.
Thank you.
Obrigado again. Thank you, guys.
Spasiba.
Okay, yes. Good job. You see.
That's it, guys. Interview here with Daniil Kvyat. Mais uma entrevista especial na cobertura das 6 horas de São Paulo, aqui no estúdio do motorsport.com. Um oferecimento I Love Prio. Prio, energia humana gera energia e temos muito mais coisa pela frente. Então você que está conosco, não se esqueça de acompanhar a cobertura. Tchau, tchau. Um abraço.
Tchau, tchau.